Butler with Brogdon on him. It's a long three. And good! Oh, Jimmy frickin' Butler puts it in!
Did you think then that something like this would be possible?
Damn right. I did. Damn right we did. And the best part about it is we still don't care what none of y'all think. Honestly speaking, we don't care if you pick us to win. We never have. We never will.
Jimmy Butler is a man on a mission. You understand what I'm saying? The man is an apex predator. He's out for blood. And I hope all these geniuses, these brilliant genius analytics experts at ESPN that predict that the Heat have a 3% chance of winning this finals, when the Heat win, because I feel it in my bones that we're going to win this series, all of them better get fired. All these geniuses. Get out of here. We got Joe Mazzulla throwing clipboards. I'm jacked to the tits.
I'm jacked to the tits!
Isn't that what Ryan Gosling said in that movie? I'm jacked to the tits.
I'm jacked to the tits!
Let's go. Woo! Woo! Oh, baby. Robert Williams, get out of here. Marcus Smart, get out of here. There's so much to get to. Oh God, I'm gonna be editing for 10 hours. This is why I can't get videos out fast enough. I'm stuck editing forever. First of all, the Celtics are only 500 on their home court this playoffs. What is that about? I'm telling you right now. I said it in the last video. I'm very hyped up right now. This Celtics team, I don't care that they're better on paper. I don't care that the 2 seed. Seed Schmeed. This team, in their mentally, right, and the heart is not there as much as it was last season for them. Whereas the Heat, they have this, and this is so much more locked in. And the Heat had it last year, but this year they have it so much more. Jimmy is up if how it's even possible, is up a whole nother notch, and he's healthy. Something that nobody's talking about is that games 3, 4, and 5 last year, Jimmy was playing hurt. Now, I know the ankle issue. Clearly, he's playing at, I don't know, at least 90% right now. I mean, he seems like he's pretty physically healthy right now, right? And you have all the experience of all these other role players who last year, Kyle wasn't healthy. Caleb was playing like 15 minutes a game. Max was brand new to this. Gabe was brand new to this. These guys are seasoned. They're seasoned now. They're seasoned. They went through last year's deep playoff run. This whole crazy regular season of the ups and downs and the leading the league in clutch games and down to the wire games and all this stuff. These guys are hardened. They've been through wars and battles. They're tough. They're gritty. They're not scared of the Celtics. They're not. But let me tell you right now, Joe Mazzulla, scared of Spo. Tatum, scared of Butler. All the role players on the Celtics, scared of our role players. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get to the game. Jack to the tits.
I'm jacked to the tits!
So the first quarter, both teams played pretty well. Let's be honest. Both teams played pretty well. They were just kind of like sniffing each other out. First thing I wrote down is Bam is going to have a lot of opportunities on offense, because I know Robert Williams gave us some problems in the beginning. That got handled, as we saw. I'm good on Robert Williams. I don't think he's going to pose that much of a problem for us as the series goes on. I'm saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. Bam is going to have a big series. He already had a big first game. I don't care that he only had 20 points. That was a big 20 points. Bam's 20 points were way more effective than Jason Tatum's 30 points. Am I right? It felt like it. What I loved about Bam is that every time he got the ball, it's like he already knew what he wanted to do. He got it and was like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. There was none of this getting the ball and kind of like, what do I do? It was he got it and immediately made a decision. Who comes in off the bench and is immediately effective? Caleb Martin, baby. Rewind back to my last video. What did I say? I got toot my little horn here, pat my little back here. What did I say about Caleb Martin? But the guy who I think deserves more credit, Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin, man. The man is going to continue his ascension to becoming a star. He's going to be more than a role player. He's going to continue to really, really come into his own. Right off the bench, Caleb immediately has a great defensive stop, hit a 3, gets a steal, comes back and scores again. So second quarter, Kyle Lowry, also the guy I'm worshiping Kyle Lowry. Let's not forget, This guy was a pariah, was a persona non grata, like what, 2 months ago, if that, as far as the Miami Heat and the Miami Heat fan base. Even me, I admit it, I was frustrated with Kyle. Everyone was frustrated with Kyle. And now this guy's one of the most valuable players on our team. The guy's absolutely killing it. Comes in that second quarter and just lights up the Celtics. The second quarter was really weird. There was 7 minutes left in the second quarter. Jimmy Butler had yet to play in the second quarter, yet we were up 1. And then Jimmy came in right around when that happened. The Celtics went on their run. They were killing us with the points in the paint. The whole Marcus Smart, Robert Williams thing, which I'll touch upon that a little bit. But what's really interesting is how we just nipped that whole thing in the bud in the second half. Marcus Smart had 10 assists in the first half. Apparently he only had 1 assist in the second half. Jimmy locked him down, and Robert Williams just, pretty much disappeared as the second half progressed. Ended up only playing 26 minutes too. We were down 40-14 in points in the paint. The Celtics tied their season high for points in the paint at halftime. The most interesting thing about that second quarter for me is, and I touched upon this in the Knicks series, is that how well we take punches to the chin. We were down 13 at one point, and it gets to that point where the game could easily get away from us, but we somehow managed to dig deep and keep it relatively close and then make adjustments and bounce back from it. And despite the Celtics having a really hot quarter, you go down, you're down 9 going into halftime. Big deal. I mean, we against the Bucks, there was that one game we were down 16 going into the fourth quarter and we won. Like, there's nothing the Heat haven't been through. They've been through it all. Down 9 at halftime? Who cares? Whatever. So my conclusion for the first half was keep Celtics out of paint and less turnovers. So third quarter comes around and the turntables start to turn. Celtics come out well. I have the first 2 things I wrote down the third quarter was Smart killing us and Celtics so many weapons. But you know who has more weapons? Us, the Miami Heat, because what happens? Strus, Love, back-to-back threes. Boom! We're all of a sudden down 3. That was the big momentum swing. By the way, Kevin Love with that fast break step back 3, pulling like an old school Reggie Miller. He was like, "No, I'm going to take a step back and shoot that 3-pointer, man." Woof! And then boom, 9-0 Heat run. And then Kevin Love does another crazy outlet pass again to Max Strus. Then all of a sudden we're on a 13-1 Heat run. Bam was just consistently awesome all game. Strus really got into a groove that third quarter. Had a 13-point third quarter. We were up 21-12 with 6:28 left. I have down here Tatum and Brown surprisingly contained. I've always thought when it comes to the Celtics that if you keep Tatum and Brown to a combined under 60 points, your chances of winning increase exponentially. We won third quarter 46-25. Joe Mazzulla was throwing clipboards. Mind you, we scored 46 points. This is the team that was the worst offensive rating, lowest scoring team, worst, slowest this, worst that, last in the league for this. Now all of a sudden we're scoring 46 points in a quarter against the Celtics. At this point in the game, we were shooting 58% from the field and 54% from 3, and it pretty much stayed that way because we ended the game shooting 54% from the field and 51% from 3. We're most likely not going to keep that up, so that doesn't bother me because we can win. You've seen this team win in many different ways. We've won games shooting great. We've won games shooting bad. We've won games scoring a lot. We've won games not scoring a lot. We win games in the mud. It doesn't matter. Apparently that was the highest scoring third quarter in Miami Heat playoff history, pretty sure. Fourth quarter, Boston started hot. They took that lead down from 11 to 5 points in about a minute and a half. They brought it down to 5 with 10:30 left. We called a timeout, and that's when I thought, I was like, okay, this is going to be a dogfight to the end. Gabe immediately comes out, hits the three, puts us up 8. Jimmy just putting on a masterclass in this fourth quarter, just totally running the show, amazing defense, and just all of our offense was just running through him. Jimmy Butler, 6 steals. I'm going to put in a little compilation of all the Jimmy Butler steals. So there was a time where we went on a little drought in the fourth quarter. We didn't score for 3 minutes straight. I think the score was 114, 110. Then boom, Caleb hits a 3. Jimmy hits like Caleb's was a dagger, and then Jimmy's was like a double dagger. Hit that crazy in and out 3-pointer that went in. Amazing announcing behind it.
Clock at 3. Butler with Brogdon on him. It's a long 3. And good! Oh, Jimmy freaking Butler puts it in!
Oh, I want that to be. I want that whole announcing sequence to be my ringtone. That should be turned into a song. And this is when the disappearance of Jason Tatum happened. So I noticed this pretty early. I noticed this even. I'm not trying to brag here, but I wrote down that Celtics aren't using Tatum enough, and that he's playing off ball. And that was something you heard over and over again for the remainder of the fourth quarter. And then the interesting thing was Jason Tatum had 3 turnovers in the last 3 minutes when they finally did start getting him the ball.
High screen action. Strus is on him. Tatum is there. Intercepted again by Butler. 6 picks.
Jimmy Butler, he's the one that's collapsing the defense.
Tatum. Stymied down low. Stymied and travels. It's a turnover. On top, Brogdon with a screen and a drive. Tried the reverse. Rebound Horford. Tatum fakes the 3.
Another travel.
One of the most impressive things about this game with the Heat is their consistency, their mental toughness, their physical toughness, their resilience. The most impressive thing about this team is that they didn't get shook in that second quarter. They don't get shook. Here's another impressive thing. Max, Gabe, Caleb, Kyle, 15 points each, baby. That's 60 points. So our boys, 3 of which these guys are undrafted, and then the other guy is a 37-year-old 6-foot tall guy, combined for 60 points, while Tatum and Brown only combined for 52. That's how you win basketball games. The Celtics were looking slow. They didn't shoot enough threes. You always hear from Missoula that they want to shoot 40 threes per game. They shot 29 threes at 34.5%. Miami Heat shot 31 threes at 51.6%. This is not as scary of a Celtics team as they were last year. I don't care that they're a 2 seed. I don't care that they're better on paper. I don't care that they have the guy who's 3rd in the MVP, because we have Jimmy Butler. And I'll take Jimmy Butler a million times over Jason Tatum. And also, too, we have a way better coach. So the best in-game adjustments that Spo made was stopping the dribble penetration, keep them out of the paint, decrease their points in the paint. Apparently, Jimmy moved to Marcus Smart because Marcus Smart seemed to really be the head of the snake in the first half with their offense, especially with the connection he had with Robert Williams. And boy, did we nip that in the bud. Like I said earlier, he had 10 assists in the first half and only finished the game with 11 assists. And that's about it, man. I am feeling good about this series. I really am. I'm still sticking with Heat in 6. Let's be honest, the Celtics you would think are going to really punch back and they're going to get it together. But I don't think it's going to be enough to beat the Miami Heat. This Miami Heat team is so locked in. I really believe in my heart that this team is destined to make it to the finals this year. And then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Heat in 6. Staying with it. Heat in 6. Maybe a gentleman's sweep. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Who cares? I don't care. That's how much I believe in this team.
I'm jacked to the tits!